New at 11.
Escorted to the hospital. This driver not wearing a helmet. New information on a deadly crash just hours old.
A club with a past, a group with a message, a shooter still on the run.
It's distressing to us all, and it's scary for us all.
Will it be shut down for good?
This is a way of showing God's love.
Planting seeds of hope and feeding a neighborhood. One man's mission. Wave 3 News at 11 starts now.
Expect more right now. You're watching Wave 3 News.
A police escort to the hospital. Emergency crews rushing to save a man's life. Unfortunately, that time wasn't enough. A family has lost a loved one. Good evening. I'm Scott Reynolds.
And I'm Shannon Kogan. The crash claimed the life of a motorcycle driver just a few hours ago. It happened at 42nd and Broadway about 8:20 tonight, and the driver, we've learned, was not wearing a helmet. He was rushed to University Hospital. Wave 3 News reporter Casey Cunningham there now live. And how did this accident happen?
Well, Shannon, police are calling this a tragic accident. A driver of a motorcycle died here tonight at University Hospital after his motorcycle collided with the Camaro. I want to pull up some video now just so you can see what happened there out on Broadway. Police telling us that the Camaro was trying to merge onto Broadway and didn't see the motorcycle. The Camaro then hit the motorcycle, which caused the driver to fly off and land into the street. Police say the driver sadly not wearing a helmet. Now, we did learn there were two other people in that Camaro and they were not hurt. Police say there won't be any charges filed as it appears to be just a terrible accident. Again, we do not know who the driver of the motorcycle was who passed away here tonight. We also don't know his age, but we are working to find out that information for you. Live tonight in Louisville, Casey Cunningham, Wave 3 News.
A man, a father, a city employee just over 24 hours ago. 55-year-old Joseph Keith Otis was gunned down at Club Cedar.
And tonight the shooter is still on the run, and the club has a history that could get it shut down for good. Wave 3 News reporter Kayla Vanover spent the day digging into the club's history. She joins us from LMPD headquarters tonight. And what have you learned about it?
Well, the shooter is still on the run. LMPD is actively searching. Amid this investigation, the city is also dealing with troubles due to Club Cedar having one too many violations.
It's not enough that we keep coming back again and again. T-shirts and teddy bears and balloon releasing. It ain't bringing a change.
Community members join at Club Cedar nearly 24 hours after it was taped off as a crime scene. Voice of Louisville organized the gathering to honor 55-year-old Joseph Keith Otis.
For somebody to actually come and take a life, that's hard to swallow.
Councilwoman Sherry Bryant Hamilton says the violence is a lack of respect for life, not only Wednesday night, but during the 61 murders in Louisville this year alone.
It's distressing to us all, and it's scary for us all, so we have to get people who have these establishments to do a better job of patrolling their premises.
Hamilton says Club Cedar was shut down for a full year back in 2004 because of public nuisance violations.
Now, with this instance of the shooting last night and one previously, so many violations within a 12-month period, it's in danger of being shut down again.
Hamilton says owners of establishments must take ownership of what happens inside and outside the walls because it's the law. Otis's murder marks the 61st homicide in Louisville this year alone. In 1997, the city saw 78 homicides. We're on pace to hit that number again this year. Reporting live at LMPD headquarters, Kayla Vanover, Wave 3 News.
A murder for hire plot, and the payout is NASCAR memorabilia. Police say that happened in Scott County, Indiana. A 69-year-old grandfather gunned down in his own driveway September 27th. And investigators believe his stepdaughter is behind this murder for hire plot. Tonight, 3 people currently locked up, charged with the murder of Bill Reynolds, including Reynolds' stepdaughter, Janetta Hall.
You know, there's times when I'm really sad, but then there's times when I'm really angry. You know, we want justice for our father.
Police say Jacob Mathis and Carrie Held carried out the murder for Hall because Reynolds was going through a nasty divorce with her mother. The payout, NASCAR memorabilia. The 3 charged are due back in court in November. Threatening graffiti was enough to cancel classes for the rest of the week at Eastern Kentucky University.
This threats included to kill all written on a wall, as you can see. So today, the school increased police presence around the campus in Richmond. Students are on edge tonight.
I was really freaked out at first, just kind of not knowing what was going to happen. And now that the campus is taking it so literal, I'm a little more freaked out.
EKU's Saturday home football game against Tennessee Tech has been moved now to nearby Georgetown College. 2 prisoners just drive away from work release in Taylor County tonight, and they are still on the loose. Campbellville police right now looking for these men, 25-year-old Joshua Gill and 23-year-old Michael Treetrault. The Taylor County Sheriff says that the inmates were on work release and then drove off in a white, unmarked Crown Victoria. Both are wearing corrections uniforms. If you have any information on their whereabouts, call 911.
A sheriff who pleaded guilty to DUI says he's headed to a treatment facility and very disappointed in himself. That's what Breckenridge County Sheriff Todd Pate told Wave 3 News tonight. He was in court today in Warren County after his arrest Monday night in Bowling Green. Pate still faces charges in Breckenridge County for allegedly threatening to kill his wife, her parents, and himself. 2 men, including one from Kentucky, have died while working in flood-ravaged South Carolina. The men were working for R.J. Corman Railroad Company. Police in South Carolina say the 2 were killed after their vehicle fell through a washed-out road. There was a barricade, but it was in the wrong lane. A company jet flew the 3 who survived back to Kentucky, where they met with their families as well as grief counselors. Well, the home of college basketball became home to the pros tonight in Louisville. The city hosting 2 NBA teams for only the second time. The Miami Heat and Orlando Magic tonight. The game getting the fans excited, but also adding fuel to the rumors again of maybe a pro team coming to the city eventually. Wave 3 News reporter William Joy spoke with the NBA leaders about their possible plans for Louisville. He's live at the KFC Yum Center tonight. And William, what did the league have to say?
Scott, they're still giving their routine response that there aren't plans for expansion right now. When I talk with community leaders, they say the city is most likely to get its first major league team in a different sport.
Good, are you?
Arsenal and Everton.
Enjoy the game.
Huge NBA fans.
Tonight, the KFC Yum Center hosted the Orlando Magic and Miami Heat. It's only the second time the city has had NBA action, but fans want it to be permanent.
That'd be the best thing ever.
It'd be awesome to have a pro team where we could be closer to home.
There are people who are interested in bringing the NBA to town, and there's a long way to go.
Carl Schmidt heads the Louisville Sports Commission. He says the city is working towards a pro team, but it's not for the money.
Pro sports in general are not a huge economic driver in terms of filling up hotel room nights. It's more of a quality of life, making it a better place to live, more things to do, the prestige that comes along with having pro sports.
The commission tried to get the NBA to bring its summer league to the city, but said it wasn't expanding.
So that was kind of the end of that story.
But Louisville isn't just a 1 or 2 trick pony.
This is a basketball town and a horse racing town. Now, we've also proved we're a soccer town.
Unlike the NBA, the MLS is expanding. And it's possibly looking at Louisville.
Soccer is probably the most obvious opportunity that we have in the near term.
The Yum Center certainly still wants an NBA team.
Been any talks? No. But at the same time, if I'm sure the general manager and AEG would welcome a seat at the table.
For now, fans will have to wait.
We'll just have to see how it plays out.
The KFC Yum Center would be the second largest NBA arena if it actually got a team. But one of the biggest obstacles, these logos right here. The University of Louisville has a long-term lease with the Yum Center, and that would have to be taken care of first. Reporting live in downtown Louisville, William Joy, Wave 3 News.
Yeah, and with it come a lot of the advertising dollars there locked up by U of L as well. The KFC Yum Center says right now it's working to get the NBA back, though, for a preseason game for next year.
Hope sprouting from the soil in West Louisville. The man behind the garden that keeps on giving. Next on Wave 3 News.
A city official clocks a TV reporter right in the face, and it's all caught on camera.
And you can wear the shorts again tomorrow. We have another summer-like day, but everything changes on Friday. We're going to talk about a cold front. It's going to be a game changer for us coming up in the forecast.
Thanks for watching Wave 3 News at 11, and we're streaming this and every newscast live on the Wave 3 News mobile app.
Great morning start with Wave 3 News Sunrise. You get what's happening right now, live all over Wave Country. More useful details on the weather. Info you need to be on time. From a team with positive energy. Expect more in the mornings. Wave 3 News Sunrise. Watch live country music free at the next Wave 3 News concert series at the KFC Yum Center, Friday at 5 p.m. before the PBR Blue Death Finals at 7 p.m. The Wave 3 News concert series at the KFC Yum Center.
In the race for Attorney General, Andy Beshear has no law enforcement experience and lots of conflicts of interest. So he's trying to run on a famous last name. That famous name is Obama. As Attorney General, Andy Beshear would support Barack Obama's policies. Might as well call him Andy Obama. Kentucky needs an Attorney General who will stand up to Barack Obama. Andy Beshear or Andy Obama? What's the difference?
So many on Wall Street took our money in bailouts and then didn't even pay their taxes. Take a look at Matt Bevin. He's a hedge fund millionaire who supported the Wall Street bailout. Bevin even took a bailout from taxpayers for one of his companies. And Bevin has a history of not paying his taxes. No wonder Bevin's plan for Kentucky gives tax breaks to millionaires like himself and slashes funding for our public schools. Matt Bevin is all about Wall Street, not Kentucky.
New details tonight on last week's mass shooting at an Oregon community college. It left 9 people dead as well as the gunman. The Douglas County District Attorney says the 2 detectives who were the first on scene at Umpqua Community College spotted the shooter in the doorway of a building. He immediately fired at them. The officers returned fire, hitting Christopher Harper Mercer once in the side. He then retreated into the classroom where he shot himself.
The International Medical and Group Doctors Without Borders has gotten an apology now from President Obama, but it wants an independent investigation into a U.S. airstrike on its hospital in Afghanistan that killed at least 22, including staffers.
The United States, when we make a mistake, we're honest about it. We own up to it.
Tens of thousands of people in Kunduz can no longer receive medical care now when they need it most.
The group says Saturday's airstrike in Kunduz may have been a war crime.
The Coast Guard now ending an intensive search by air and sea for any survivors who were aboard a container ship that sank last week during Hurricane Joaquin. On board were 28 crew members from the U.S., 5 from Poland. The 790-foot Alfaro, which left Jacksonville, Florida, was last heard from nearly a week ago as it was being tossed around in rough seas near the Bahamas. Only one unidentified body in a survival suit and a heavily damaged lifeboat have been found. An Alabama city commissioner assaults a reporter, and this is caught on camera.
Yeah, Amos Newsom, the city commissioner in Dothan, Alabama, now faces assault charges. In this video, you can see Newsom strike WTVY reporter Ken Curtis in the face. He had approached Newsom for comment after a commission meeting on Tuesday. Newsom's been under pressure to step down amid allegations of voter fraud. His bond was set at $500. And this guy in Perth, Australia, really wanted to get away from the cops. Watch as he leads them on a pursuit onto the beach. Then he drives his SUV into the ocean. That'll stop the chase. Officers were able to go into the water, fish him out of the vehicle, and arrest him. Well, tucked off of a busy street in the shadow of houses in the Shawnee neighborhood, you'll find a garden. Its caretaker has a big job, but an even bigger heart.
Wave 3 News reporter Casey Cunningham spent the afternoon with him and found this garden is his gift to the entire community.
In the middle of Southwestern Parkway, grow the fruits.
I've got about 15 gallons so far.
Or vegetables of the spirit.
This is a way of showing God's love.
BJ Jones is the green thumb behind the Spirit of Love Center Garden.
Well, to me, it's like a personal calling. And even as a child, I would garden, but nothing this large.
But still, BJ said he would garden on a smaller scale for families in the 6 different foster homes he grew up in.
My father was in prison and my mother was hospitalized for about 16 years. And I was looked after, and this is a way of returning, to the community.
So now BJ and his church fill baskets of veggies.
Kale, turnip greens, mustard greens, and we have spinach.
And deliver the fruits of his labor to as many community members as possible.
We just simply knock on the door, and people are really touched and really appreciate it.
Season after season, BJ Jones never misses a day.
It's a lot of solitude, but I don't seem to mind.
And never misses a prayer for his crops.
Over the garden, the plants, you know, I just pray.
So the prayer is the seeds he's planting bring more than the abundant crops that overflow the garden, but also bring joy to those who reap the blessings.
All I know, it fills me with joy, and it makes me happy. Makes it very worthwhile.
Casey Cunningham reporting along with photojournalist Greg Shapker on that story. The Spirit of Love Center is always looking for volunteers too, so if you have a green thumb, head over to our website to find out how you might be able to get involved.
It is hard to get to all the great restaurants in Wave Country, but tonight you could sample a lot of them in one place. The 42nd Annual Taste of Louisville at Bowman Field featured a lot of great food from many of the top restaurants. 3 categories tonight: savory, sweet, and swig.
It's a huge support for the community. It really supports the small, independent restaurants. That's what this is all about.
Proceeds tonight help the Salvation Army as well as 7 county services, and you couldn't ask for better weather to do anything outside tonight, right?
Yeah, it was perfect, Christy. That's a great place too, because if you're out at Bowman Field on a night like this, you get to feel that air coming in too.
Oh yeah, savory, sweet, and perfect weather out there. And we're going to have another great day on tap for us tomorrow too, so we're not done with this great weather, not just yet. So it's going to be warm and dry again tomorrow. It'll be the last day of the summer-like weather for a little while. Rain arrives on Friday. We'll have a chance of rain Friday morning and afternoon, and then it tapers off for Friday evening, so it doesn't ruin your weekend plans there as you're ready to start your weekend on Friday. And we have cooler weather for the weekend for Saturday and Sunday. We're talking about temperatures highs in the 60s and 70s instead of the 80s, so we are going to take those temperatures down just a bit since that cold front moves through, bringing that rain on Friday. Today we hit a high of 84 degrees. We were at 84 yesterday too, so we're starting to get used to this warm weather. Early this morning we hit our morning low of 60 degrees. Of course, no rain today. We've had a lot of sunshine. These temperatures keep on cooling down. Right now, we're at 71 in Louisville. In Seymour, Indiana, you're coming in at 63. Also that in Lebanon. E-Town, you're at 61. Now, we have just a few clouds, and we knew this would happen. We were talking about this earlier, that we'd have a few clouds working their way in as we head through the overnight period. So we're seeing some of that here on the radar right now. So that'll move in, and that'll slow the cool down just a little bit because those clouds act as a blanket to help trap that heat close to the ground. So that'll slow the cool down for us, and as we head through tomorrow, a few of those clouds will break apart for some more sunshine. It's all here in your Futurecast forecast. And sunshine tomorrow. We're tracking this cold front. That's going to start moving through on Friday. This is Friday morning. We'll have a chance of rain during the morning and afternoon. This is at 7 p.m. when a lot of folks are heading out there to touchdown Friday night to those high school football games. Still a slight chance of rain at that point, but notice how fast it moves out. So by the time the games are starting, a lot of that rain will be on its way out. And then the cooler air comes in behind that cold front. So we'll be ready to feel the chill for part of the weekend, but then the temperatures will rebound right back up as we start the week next week. Here's your forecast tonight. Mainly clear, very comfortable. 60 degrees for the overnight low. And now we're starting to see just a few more of those clouds moving in. For tomorrow, we're up to 85 degrees, another warm day. Hour by hour forecast for you Thursday, 6 a.m. will start out at 60 degrees, so the kids at the bus stop may want a jacket on. 9 a.m. 64, by noon 77. This will be nice to take your lunch outside tomorrow. And at 3 p.m. when the school bell rings, 84 degrees with a high of 85. And then for Friday, we'll have a 60% chance for those showers. Still a slight chance to see a thunderstorm with this, a lightning strike, but most of it is just going to be the rain. And here are your chances throughout the day. Starts out with a low chance at 6 a.m., but then jumps up after that. So right around the time the morning rush hour is, a lot of people are getting on the roads. That's when we'll see some of this rain starting to come down. So 60% chance at 9 a.m., at noon, and at 3 p.m. This is on Friday. And then once we head into the evening hours, 6 p.m. goes down to 30% chance, just a 10% chance at 9 p.m. So if you have plans out and about Friday night, good chance that rain will not not ruin those plans. Saturday, well, we will feel that cool down. So this rain is coming along that cold front that we pointed out. And here's the cool air that moves in after that. On Saturday, we will get a little bit of sunshine. It's going to be cool, 68 degrees. And if you're planning to head out to the Louisville Zoo Halloween party at 5 p.m., 68 degrees. That'll be the warmest it gets, but we'll see a little bit more sunshine as we head toward the evening. 7 p.m., 63, and by 9 o'clock, 60 degrees. Sunday, those temperatures start to rebound once again. We'll have lots of sunshine on Sunday, and we're going to be warming back up to the 70s, 76 degrees on Sunday, and then back to 80 by Monday by the time we start the work week next week. So a little something for everybody really in that forecast for the next few days.
A lot of people have been doing some grass work, trying to get the grass to grow because this is the time of year, so having to use the sprinklers.
I know. Friday, hopefully, we'll get some Mother Nature to help us out.
Please, yes.
Thanks. Well, a researcher in Wisconsin says he's figured out how you can improve your brain power. His advice is go play those video games. And that includes the sometimes controversial first-person shooters like Call of Duty, known for their often graphic violence and language. Psychology professor Sean Green of the University of Wisconsin-Madison isn't just playing games.
Your perceptual system. You have to keep track of lots of moving things at once. You have to identify targets among clutter. You have to make very quick decisions, but they have to be accurate.
Brain scans show that games improve perception, cognition, and critical thinking. And there's little evidence violent games actually lead to violent behavior. And I've got a 17-year-old who is a master. I think he's nationally ranked in that game.
Really?
So I don't know what he's doing.
Hopefully he didn't hear that story because he'll say, Dad, I'm doing something good for my brain.
All the gamers are rejoicing right now.
No kidding. Right,
they didn't see this because they're playing.
Because they're playing video games right now. Hey, it's not a bad time to do. The NBA was back in town for the second straight year, and the former Hoosier brought the crowd to its feet a couple of times tonight. Plus, John Calipari was back in town, and let's just say his new team hasn't impressed him yet. Hear from him next.
Last year, Catholic school graduates earned $111 million in scholarships. How will you pay for college? It all begins with the School Selection Guide. Download yours today at archlewschools.org. Elementary open house is October 20th. Catholic schools, excellence you can believe in.
I'm a fan of fan conventions. I'm a fan of releasing tension.
I'm a fan of this plateau.
I'm a fan of things that go.
I'm a fan of things that shred.
And when it comes to sandwiches,
I'm a fan of ciabatta bread. I'm a fan of DQ.
I'm a fan of DQ Bakes.
3 new artisan-style sandwiches like the chicken bacon ranch on ciabatta, chicken mozzarella on focaccia, and the turkey BLT served hot out of our new ovens only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
Focaccia.
I'm Frank Arnold Jr. If someone tells you your furnace or air conditioner needs major repairs or replacement, why not get a second opinion? Like any long-term decision, it must be made with a great deal of thought. Give Prudential a call. We'll review your situation, give you the facts, along with a written second opinion. Investigate before you invest.
At Prudential, our job is not complete until you are completely satisfied.
Mattress and More's Tempur-Pedic truckload sale gives you even more of what you want, like incredible Sealy offers too. Any size Sealy, $99 each piece. Save up to 50% on Sealy Posturepedic sets and get the box spring free. Plus, buy any Tempur-Pedic mattress set and Mattress and More will give you a free Sealy mattress or a free 40-inch flat screen TV, and you can buy interest-free for 5 years. It's happening now at Mattress and More, Kentuckiana's #1 Sealy dealer.
The season is here. Are you ready? Gear up and save big at Cabela's Ultimate Outfitter Sale. Find great deals like $100 off a Cabela's 15-inch commercial-grade vacuum sealer, up to $30 off Wild Game trail cameras, and 25% off select Cabela's flannel and chamois shirts. Plus, pick up a new Cabela's Polar Cap cooler, starting at $249.99. Make this season count, and don't miss Cabela's Ultimate Outfitter Sale. Shop in-store or online at Cabela's.com.
More than 97% of Catholic school graduates continue their education. Don't you want that for your child? It all begins with the School Selection Guide. Download yours today at archlewschools.org. Elementary open house is October 20th. Catholic schools, excellence you can believe in.
Well, UK has been here before. In 2010, Enes Kanter had to wait to be cleared by the NCAA, and he never was. Hopefully, UK freshman Skal Labissiere doesn't suffer the same fate. The 6'10" big man from Haiti is still waiting to be cleared by the NCAA because of an issue with his guardian when he moved to the States. This afternoon, John Calipari didn't comment on the situation, but on the player himself.
He could be the #1 pick. So I'm going to drive him. Like, I'm mad at him. He got 6 rebounds and 5 blocks the other night. And I'm like, you could get 12 rebounds and 10 blocks.
Calipari made his comments at this afternoon's Wildcat tip-off luncheon at the Galt House. With the season still 5 weeks away, the team that has already been picked #1 in the country in some preseason mags still hasn't impressed their coach.
As we speak, we stink. I said to him 2 days ago, we had yesterday off, I said, there's one really good thing that's happening. And they said, what's that, Coach? I said, we're not playing tomorrow, so we're okay. I'm not going to panic yet.
Okay, U of L basketball is welcoming in a ton of new faces this year, and one of the new cars to watch is freshman Donovan Mitchell. U of L fans already know about his dunking, but in Saturday's scrimmage, he flashed an ability to pass the ball, something he says is an underrated aspect of his game.
I've always had it, but it was kind of like under the radar because I think like my athleticism kind of stole the show. But I'm glad they all showed today. I wasn't really trying to go for anything crazy today.
When we come back, we'll head back to the KFC Yum Center for some NBA fun. Stay tuned.